Welcome back, guys. It's the tightwad, and I have a new issue that we're going to look at today. Our dryer stopped working mid-cycle, and it will not turn on at all. You're supposed to have a push to start. All the knobs are set correctly, and it just won't turn on. I'm going to go over a few things today that you can check before you start taking anything apart on your dryer to see if it's something simple. The first and easiest thing to check with your dryer is to see if it has power, and if yours has a light inside, which I think almost all dryers do, you can see if the light is illuminating. While we're already checking on the light, the second thing is to check the door switch. All dryer doors have a switch that indicates that the dryer door is closed because it will not turn on unless the switch is compressed. So whenever I push the switch here, the light cuts off, so we know that the switch is working correctly. The switch is different on each kind of dryer, but it should be up in one of the corners. This is not the switch here. This is simply the latch that goes into the hole here. But the switch, when you push it in, the light should cut off, and that lets you know that the switch is functioning properly. This is the number one cause of dryers not working properly, other than the breaker being tripped, which we'll talk about next. But always check your switch first, because that's one of the easiest things to fix. If you do not have any light in your dryer, it could be that your breaker has been tripped. So dryers have big plugs, so they are 240 volts. So you should have a dedicated breaker in your breaker box for your dryer. Once you locate the main power panel for your house, or the breaker box as people call it, you need to find the one designated for the dryer. In my case, it is 1 and 3. It usually takes up 2 spaces. It's a larger breaker. And here we go right here. It's two 30-amp fuses joined together. You can see that here. And I can tell mine is not kicked, but I am going to test it by flipping it off and flipping it back on. I did have power to my dryer, so I know this is not my issue, but always check this first if you get no light on inside your dryer. Before you unplug your dryer and start taking anything apart, there's one more thing you can check to make sure that your cord is actually getting the proper voltage to the dryer itself, which is 240 volts total. And the place we want to look is just behind this panel right here, so it has one screw holding it in on mine. If the voltage is correct here, we'll go into the most likely culprits. So I'm going to remove this panel right here and show you how to test the voltage to make sure everything is lining up correctly. So once you've removed that cover, and again, I am still plugged into the wall, so I need to be careful not to touch anything that I don't need to touch. But I'm going to test across these 3 screws right here. The first one I'm going to test is from the left side to the middle. And on my voltage meter, I should read 120 or more. The next thing I'm going to test is from the center to the right side. And again, I need 120 or more. And then the last test is to test the right side to the left side, and I should have the full circuit here at 240 or more. So you can see my cord is testing correctly, so now we need to move on to the next possible culprits, which are switches or fuses. If you determine the cord is bad on your dryer, or you suspect it's the cord, you can buy one locally at a home improvement warehouse, a hardware store, or even Walmart. You need to make sure that you purchase the correct kind of cord. There are 2 main configurations, so always take a picture of the prongs or take the cord with you when you go to purchase a new cord, and the workers will be able to help you match up what you need with the one that you have or the one that you have pictures of. Now that I know that we're getting the correct voltage to the dryer, to all parts of the dryer, I'm going to remove the back panel, because there is a thermal fuse that blows if there's a clog in your line or if the dryer overheats for any reason. And that's the most likely culprit when your dryer has power but will not turn on. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the back. I have 6 screws around the back. If you have one of those interchangeable tip screwdrivers, that's the same size that fits on these screws right here. I actually have a drill with that bit, so I'm going to go ahead and remove all these. And I'll remove the back panel of the dryer, and then we'll go on from there. Before you start removing any parts from your dryer, make sure you unplug it from the wall. This packs a lot more punch than just an electrical appliance in your house because it's a 240 volt instead of a 110 like most other things. So it will hurt you, possibly even kill you if you work on the dryer with it plugged in and you get an electrical shock. Besides the 6 screws I showed you on the side, mine did have another screw here, and then the last one was over here, but I already removed it. It's where the ground attaches. I already removed it when I was testing for this panel, so make sure you get these 3 screws as well. And it exposes all these switches and circuits and fuses in the back. And the most likely culprit is this one right here. This is called the thermal fuse. Has 2 blue wires going to it. And I'm going to show you how you can temporarily, and I stress the importance of temporarily, bypass this fuse to see if that's what's causing the issue or not. So I'm going to unplug these 2 spades, one from each side, and I'm going to tape them together with electrical tape temporarily. I am unplugged from the wall. Please do not mess with these while you're plugged into the wall. I will temporarily put these 2 back together, plug in the dryer, and test the start switch. If it turns on while these are put together, I will immediately turn off the dryer and buy a new thermal fuse. Do not run your dryer without the thermal fuse. It is a safety switch, and it is very important to have that left in place so that you do not cause a fire in your home. So this is temporary, and if you don't feel comfortable messing with electricity, high voltage electricity, this is the point where you would stop and call a repairman to do this for you. So you can see I have taped the 2 blue wires, the connectors themselves, together with electrical tape, and now I'm going to plug in the dryer, try to start the dryer, and if it starts, again, I will open the door to cut it off immediately, and then I will go and buy a new thermal fuse. Alright, the dryer is plugged back in. The wires are taped together, and I will push the start button. The dryer fired right up, so I'm going to open the door to shut it. I will now remove the tape from these 2 wires, disconnecting them after unplugging from the wall, and I will locate locally, hopefully, a new thermal fuse to replace this with, and that is the culprit for this dryer issue. I ended up having to order a thermal fuse on Amazon because I could not get to any of the stores before they closed since this broke on a Saturday. So I ordered on Amazon. It was about $6, and it came in today, which is a Monday. So I just put the spade clips back on here. Again, make sure your power is unplugged before messing with any of this. And then there's a groove on the back of this, or a bump on the back of this that goes right into the place that's cut out on the back of your dryer. And then you put the screw back in so that it is actually inside your dryer vent. So the thermal fuse is inside the dryer vent. The screen for your dryer is actually right here. That comes down here, and all the air is coming from the top down this tube and then out your vent to go outside. So now that we have the new thermal fuse in place, I'm going to plug in the dryer, turn it on quickly to test and make sure everything's working, and then we'll reassemble the dryer. So the dryer's plugged back in. I have some time on it, and I will push the button to start. And I saw it started, so I'm not going to hold it down long enough to really start it. And now I can reassemble the back portion of the dryer. But first I'm going to unplug the dryer again while I reassemble everything, and then I'll plug it up right when we are ready to test it. So the first thing I need to do is put the back on the dryer. Alright, so the rear of your dryer, I'm going to go ahead and put it on the vent at the bottom while I line the screws at the top. It doesn't snap in anywhere on the bottom. It just kind of sits in place, and we'll get one of the screws in at the top. Go ahead and put in the one across the top. And this last one had the ground wire attached to it. So make sure that you get the ground wire back in place. So when you put this piece on, make sure that your ground wire is grounded to the dryer via the same screw right here. So this screw needs to go through the plate, through the back of the dryer, through the ground wire loop, and into the dryer itself. Now I'm going to slide the dryer back into place and crawl behind and attach the vent hose back here. Mine has a quick clamp that's just a squeeze clamp that I can slide right over. So with the dryer plugged in and the vent connected, I will start the dryer. Everything seems to be running correctly, so we should be good to go. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel by clicking on my logo in the center of the screen right now. You'll also see several other videos of home repairs that you can click and they'll open right up. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments section below. I hope you guys have a great day.